Pro Masters better get a run at it.
Good bridge.
And your rear flow.
Today we are in British Columbia, Canada, just off Highway 37 between Watson Lake and Dease Lake. And this is Sawmill Point Recreation Area. So this is a free campground and a really nice one at that. And we'll tell you all the details you need to know towards the end of the video. And one detail is important we want to warn you about. So if you want to come here yourself, stay tuned for that. I want to talk just a little bit about yesterday. So if you watched that video or you haven't watched that video, we'll leave a link for that. We actually got flooded out of our campsite by the rising tides in Hyder. So we left Hyder and had a big travel day, which went close to 8 hours total time. The drive time's not that much, but we did make plenty of stops, but it was a big, long day. So now we're here at this really nice camp spot, and we're looking at taking just a couple of down days and rest up a little bit, Well, most of us are taking down days. Carrie does have to do editing, and quite a bit of it, matter of fact. And even Darren is working inside of his van. He has a work day today. So from here, we're gonna just enjoy the time. It's a little bit of a cold, gray day, off and on rain. And basically just rest up and make plans where we're gonna go next from here. And Brutal's all about taking some time off and playing ball and hanging out, but our campsite is awesome. We're right on the water's edge. This is Dees Lake, which looks large on the map. It's at least 15, 16 miles long, and just a beautiful area. And look at this, we got beachfront property. There are 2 pit toilets in this campground, and they're both right here in the same area. Well, it's more like an outhouse style toilet, but they are clean and they're maintained, and they use the clear plastic on the roof, so they're relatively light on the inside. So I thought that was pretty good for a free toilet, and it's clean. And Riddle's checking it out. What do you think, Riddle? Yeah, it works. We found this camping location on iOverlander, and one thing we like to do is go down and read all the reviews. And when we read the last review on this one, it said there were several trees, or a couple trees across the road, and they couldn't make it in. So we knew we had to have a backup plan if this one didn't work. But we got in here, and to our pleasant surprise, somebody has cut away the trees and removed them. And so that tells us we're the first people to come in this campground. Well, one of the first in the last 2 weeks, whenever they removed the tree. But it really helps anytime you're using iOverlander just to read all the reviews. It can save you a lot of time and effort. And if you haven't seen a review for the last few years, have another camp spot for a backup, because there could be a reason for that. They could have put rocks in the way, they could have closed it down. You never know what could happen. This campsite comes with the creek right beside it. And if you come to British Columbia, make sure you always carry bear spray with you. British Columbia is known to have one of the biggest bear populations in the entire world. And I'm not going to disagree with that, because we've seen more bear here already than we've probably seen in our entire lifetime. That's good water, huh, Rudel? We have a moment of no rain, so I think I'm gonna have to get the drone up, even though it's a gray day and the sky is not deeply blue. I just want to give you an overall picture of what this campsite looks like. So over in the far corner here, we have Sonia, and in this van is Darren. He's working right now. Carrie's editing right now in our van, and there's Steve. And it's not a super warm day, so that's probably why most of us are in the van right now. I've spent most of the day myself inside the van. All right, let's go get that drone up.
We are camped out at this beautiful lake in British Columbia, Dease Lake, and it's a work day for us. So about midweek, we have to stop for at least 2 days, and I get the video edited, get the next one started, and yada yada yada. But it's also, just like any other house, it's house cleaning day. So let me show you the state of the van. So it's nice out, there's a little bit of wind, there's no bugs, so it's time to sweep the rugs, air the van out. We're going to sweep the floors. Saturday's video is uploading, it's at 53%, and the next video is already getting prepared. It's a never-ending battle, constantly always editing something. But we got dishes, we're filling our fresh water. All of our fresh water gets filtered through the Berkey, and just like at home, bathroom duty, the Trilino was completely wiped out and cleaned out. Gonna do the floors, straighten up the couch, wipe the walls, straighten up the mess. Just like a normal house, you still have all your house duties to do. They don't go away. It's a little bit harder when you're traveling to Alaska because you want to see all the sights and go, go, go. But when you're living full time, we have learned that we have to pace ourselves. We've kind of learned not to burn ourselves out, and the rest is needed. And boy, what a beautiful spot. And how thankful we are to have Starlink to upload the video right here in this spot. Look at this lake view. Isn't that incredible? Waterfront property. We have been in Canada for 2 weeks today, and this is the first sunset that we have seen with any color. It has been cloudy, rainy, snowy, but still beautiful. Midweek work days keep me inside most of the time, so I'm really appreciating the long hours that it stays light. It is currently 10:15 p.m. The sun is not due to set for another 30 minutes at 10:45 p.m. Last night I was editing and I looked up. It was still light out, and I was like, how is it 11:30? So we are using our curtains and our shades and all the dark out options that we need to sleep. And it's only going to stay light longer for the rest of June, but wow, what an experience. And this location, does it get any better to hold up for a couple days and get some work done? We have primo waterfront property. Nice to get out of the van and get some fresh air. Get out from behind that computer screen. But these are my favorite days. When the Saturday video's done, imported into YouTube, scheduled to go out. That means it's a play day for me. Until it's time to buckle down again next week and make sure that video gets done. It's a routine. I like it. I like video editing. It's a lot of work, but it's my creative outlook. I'm glad you guys like it too. At least I hope you like it. We're do you think about this spot?
So far, this is my favorite location that we've camped at in British Columbia, Canada.
Better than when we got flooded out by the tide?
Well, yeah, that would have been good, minus the tide effect. So, yeah.
So there's not a whole lot of information that we can gather from this spot. It's a recreation site.
Yep.
There's no posted stay limit. So I don't know if we could look that up later, but...
Yeah, and find out if there is a stay limit. There probably is. So
there are 10 sites here and 2 pit toilets, picnic tables, and fire pits.
Yeah, that's about it. There's no other amenities. The nearest town to get supplies would be the super small town of Dease Lake, where there is a small store and gas. Do prepare to pay a premium for gas. It's a very remote location, so gas prices were high.
There are 4 campsites right on the water. Of course, those are the most sought after ones. Yeah. It is a very narrow road down into here.
I was going to say that. The one thing we really need to tell you is if you're driving on, well, not only the road down in here was narrow. So yeah, well, okay, you're right. Let's stick with that. So,
okay.
For vehicle length, you're talking nothing over 20 feet coming down in here.
We did see 2 Class C's in here. It's going to be a challenge. The road is narrow. I'm sure the Class C's hit on both sides, and it's steep. And the Class C's are probably like 24 feet. So yeah, if you want to come down in here and you're pulling a travel trailer, a small one, maybe
I would skip this one.
Scout it out first.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, so the road coming into the campground is one thing, but the highway 37, for me driving it, do be aware that it doesn't have any shoulders in certain sections where the road is narrow. It is paved, it's windy, and it just drops right off at the shoulder.
And there's no lines on the road.
No line. So I felt like I did have to spend more energy and focus on the drive, which was like 4 or 5 hours of it, wasn't it?
Yeah, so we're on the Cassiar highway, and almost all of it has been narrow, steep drop off.
Yeah. So I just want to warn you about that if you're going to take this route in like we did. Be prepared.
Yeah, we're up early. It's another travel day for us. We are trying to get into YUKON today. So that's going to be at least a 3-hour drive. And Google says 3 hours. That means 4 or 5 hours for us. Yeah. That's when we stop and take breaks and have lunch. And it's Friday, not the best day to be traveling. So we need to find a boondocking spot for the weekend.
Yeah, so that's going to be our goal, is to get into Watson Lake, get fueled up, because I didn't see any other fuel stations other than that. And then
find a spot
to stay.
And we're kind of concerned about that because it is Friday and we're going to be on the Alcan Highway, which most people take up to Alaska. So it could be a little challenging to find a spot today.
Yeah, we'll find out.
But we're on our way.
Yep.
So we will film the way out so you can see how narrow and steep it is. And go, Dave, go.
All right, here we go. Here we go. Oh. Gotta stay to the right and miss this one.
Welcome to the Yukon. This concludes our service with the Cassiar Highway. We saw a total of 23 black bears, 2 grizzly bears, 5 deer, 2 moose, 2 coyote, and 2 porcupine. Up next, the almighty Alaskan Highway. We made it to Watson Lake, to the famous sign forest, which you see on all YouTube videos. So it's pretty neat to be here. I didn't have a sign made in time. So we're gonna look for the perfect spot to put a sticker up. You got the stickers, Dave?
I do, but I wish we had something a little grander, but stickers will do.
Maybe if we come back through, we can have a sign.
Yeah, that's true.
There are just rows and rows and rows of signs. If your town is missing a sign, it might be here. All right, you found the spot?
I did. Here goes.
Okay.
All right.
There we go.
If anybody comes here, let me know if you can find it.
Here, we'll give you the hint. It's green. It's got wheels. Did you expect this many signs, Dave?
No, not even close. Oh, yeah.
Rudolph's having a good time with his new friend.
Hey, buddy. All right, come on.
See the big old map of Ohio?
We are officially on the Alaska Highway, and we're heading to Whitehorse.
Yeah, basically directly west.
So we're just gonna drive round and round. Where we stop, nobody knows.
Yeah, the way we gotta figure it is we're gonna drive until the first person pretty much says, okay, I got about an hour left, I'm ready to camp. Yeah, we'll pull, at that time we'll pull over and we'll just pick a spot where we want to camp and then keep driving until we get to that location.
We got some miles to make. We're due in Skagway beginning of next week. Today is Friday, so let's see what we can get into.
Look at this beautiful camp spot right here. We had at least a couple to choose from. We are halfway between Watson Lake and Whitehorse, right off the Alcan Highway, maybe a kilometer or two. Very quiet here. So we are on our way to Skagway, and this is just a random spot that we picked out on the way. If you would like to support our channel, please consider becoming a patron. We also have stickers available in our website store. Thank you for watching.